Alright, so this is my first ever video I've ever done on YouTube or any other streaming platform or whatever, and I just like sorry if it doesn't come out too well, or if you're not sure what I'm talking about, because this is just me going off the top of my head, and I'm basically just gonna try and explain how I would draw a face from like a portrait face with no reference and basically from imagination. And I'm not good at all this like voiceover stuff or just talking over videos and just YouTube. I've posted, I basically just post my stuff on Instagram, and whether it's reels or just photos. So this is really new to me, and I'm hoping it comes out well. I'm hoping you get something from this video, because I know there's like thousands of videos on YouTube on how to draw faces. Everyone wants to know how to draw a face, and it's a bit of a you know, I guess it's an easy video to go to, and I don't really have any ideas right now for like my future videos. I just want to see how this goes and see what people think of it, and I just any feedback, tell me how it is. If you don't like it, what you like about it, I really don't mind. Just be as brutal as you want, because I want to see if I can maybe take this like more seriously in the future. But yeah, for now, this is just to start off with, and what I'm going to be showing you is just how to draw a simple portrait face from imagination. Alright, so I'm going to be doing this on paper. Just it's a lot because not everyone has like tools for to be able to draw digitally on Photoshop or Procreate. So yeah, you just basically start out with a circle, because you want to do it. You want to do everything from like, the most basic shape. So a circle is the most basic version of a head. So that's what we start off with. And I kind of do the way I get to the end is a bit different. So yeah, like when I do the lines, I don't do it for the chin and the jaw. I kind of just leave it like this, and then I go into the eyes straight away. So I'm not, I don't put too much detail in the eyes when I start off with. I try and match the shape. And I've realized that a lot of people, when they do faces, like they get stuck on one eye, and then they just spend hours making it look so perfect. And but then when they get to the other eye, they just can't do the same. They can't put the same level of detail, and it looks off. It looks wonky. So it's better to just do like basic, like some soft lines to start off with, and then do it for the other side as well, and try and match it in a way. And in the end of the day, it's never going to be perfectly symmetrical anyway. So don't worry too much about symmetry. And you can see I'm just doing like really soft, um, just basic soft lines to sort of allow it to take shape. And the side of the head, you want to give the feeling of volume in each of your lines should add something to the drawing. And I go back and forth. I'm not focusing straight on the eye, and then I'm doing some bits of the eye, and then I'm moving to the eyebrow, and then if I feel like I need to go somewhere else, I'll go towards the ear, and I try and match the ear up with the nose, because for me at least, most of the time the bottom of the earlobe matches with like is quite symmetrical with the nose. At least that's how I see it, and that's what kind of helps me like. And this is why I mean about just drawing from reference all the time. Like when you do it, you start to notice patterns in just the face, um, like the eyes usually align with the ears, and yeah. So as you can see, it's starting to take shape a bit more. Starting to add the pupils, the eyeballs. No, it's the pupils, isn't it? I don't even. I'm really like dumb for all these terms. Like, um, yeah. So see how all these lines just sort of give some weight to the drawing. Like you can the the bottom of the eye, like the eye bags. They all these tiny details really do help with just building up the image so it looks more and more like a face. But like it's different for if you're going for like a manga style, you're probably not going to go too detailed. Or if you're going for an even more realistic style, you're going to want more detail. But this is just how I would do it. You know, this is just me free form. I'm not thinking too much as I'm drawing. I'm just the most important thing for me is so it looks right. It looks like a face. It's structured properly. Um, and the best way, like I'm going to mention this so many times, the only way you can really keep doing and getting good at this kind of stuff is by drawing from the reference. And yeah, that's really most of what it comes down to. And this video is just to show how you can do it with no reference, I guess. But it may even help with like your studies. You know, it's just important that you don't you wanna you don't wanna be too like tight when you're starting off. Be loose with the pencil, you know, allow it to take shape because that's what's the most important thing. It's not the details don't matter at the start. It's all about just everything looking right. And so far, this is looking all right. I think the nose, I probably could have done the nose better. That's a personal weakness of mine. I'm not very good at doing noses. Mouths, I'm okay at mouths. I think I've spent most of my time learning eyes, but I think most artists always are just drawn to drawing eyes. We just like doing it. There's so much you could do with an eye. There's so much emotion you can tell. There's just it's it's just the most interesting thing for us as artists and even human beings. The eyes are, a very powerful tool. And yeah, so like towards the end, like once I'm quite comfortable with how it looks, I press down harder on the pencil to give it more like um, pigment or saturation, some more contrast, allow it to stand out from the paper a bit more. I'm so bad at these terms. I'm sorry. I'll get good at it. Don't worry. I'll get good at these eventually. And right now I'm just adding like basic shading. So the arrow basically indicates where the light's coming from. And I'm not too good with like lighting and shadowing yet. I have practiced it a lot, but I don't want to be like 100% confident with it because it's a very difficult thing to understand how like light interacts with any object really. But you know, you do gather an understanding of it. So yeah, as you can like the shading helps just sort of bring the picture out a bit more. You know, it looks more like it's popping. It looks, it's popping. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's getting towards the end of the sketch now. I'm just adding more pigment into certain areas, more shading, just so I'm more comfortable with it. And yeah, I'm quite happy with how this is looking. It looks, I think it looks well structured. I don't see too many mistakes with the chin. Maybe could be better. The neck maybe looks a bit awkward, but it's a decent for no reference. I'm quite happy with it. And yeah, the red pencil, burgundy pencil, maroon, whatever color that is, just sort of helps bring it out even a bit more. A more value. And since I think most comic book artists do this, but you just basically go over the sketch and just make it look a bit better, I guess. I just like doing this, and I think it just looks nice, and it helps you like correct the previous mistakes from the original sketch as well. And yeah, you can see how the nose looks a bit better now. After this, I'll probably be inking it as well. And yeah, I mean, this stuff is most of the time it's a lot better to do it digitally, but I I don't know, I just prefer doing things on a sketchbook, I guess. I do digital art as well, but it's just it doesn't have the same feel. Like I'd rather sketch on paper than digitally. Um, yeah, see, that's a pretty decent looking face. I'm quite happy with that. So So now that we're at the end, I just have to mention, like, keep practicing from life as much as you can. You can go on Pinterest, or you can go on pretty much any other, just anything you can find online. Just keep practicing from life, because that's what's going to really help you improve the most when it comes to drawing faces. You can still draw, like your cartoon, anime, manga characters as well. I love doing those as well, but it's just that if you want to improve and like develop your own style, it's important to replicate it from real life as much as you can. And then after a while, once you understand it, you can add your own twist. So I know most people who like get into art like at an early age, they want to draw manga, they want to draw cartoons or like comic books and that kind of stuff, which is fine. Honestly, that's kind of like that's what I wanted to get into as well, and it still kind of is, that kind of like sector. But you know, it's important to study from life. I've said it so many times in this video, but it's the truth. You have to study from life. And that's not me saying don't draw manga, don't do that. Draw that stuff, draw it, but make sure you do your like life studies as well, because that's what's going to really elevate your drawings to a different level and put you ahead of the competition. And that's me making it seem like I'm like up there in the art industry, which I'm not. I'm still trying to like make it through. But like, yeah, you really, really just just draw from life, like study from it. If you want to take this seriously, if you want to make a career or make a living doing like character design and concept art, all that kind of stuff, then you have to study from life. And I know it's not enjoyable at first, but trust me, you won't regret it. Alright, so yeah, this is my first attempt through like a voiceover for anything. I'm not good at this talking shit, man. This doing this video was like the hardest thing I've had to re-record myself so many times. I hate the way I sound sometimes, but it's alright I think it's gonna be a decent video for a first attempt. If you're happy with it, just like, subscribe. That's what all other YouTubers say, don't they? Like, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, because I'm gonna need some suggestions. I have no idea what to do for YouTube. I don't think I can keep doing the basic stuff. So if there's anything you guys want to see, just message it, email me, message me on Instagram, whatever. Any way to get hold of me, do it. Message me, because I want to see how this goes. I want to see how if I can make a decent following on YouTube. Hopefully it will go well. Yeah. So yeah, that's bye, I guess.